Hello, how are you all doing? What have you missed? Nothing. I just haven't been here. How are you all doing? Oops, leaking the details. Hey, I've been gone a while, eh? I think the last time I was live was like the start of the year, like 3 weeks ago now. But we are back and streaming. DP055, welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. Code. Yes, nothing much has changed in the project. It's sort of stalled a bit because I had to go work on my course. You know, because IK is coming out. The new IK update came out for Godot. It's not out yet, but 4.6 is dropping any time now. Actually, sometimes these things come out and I don't even know. GodotEngine.org. Whoa, release candidate 1. Yeah, man, I swear it's going to be a couple more weeks. Release candidate 2, 20th of January. There you go. One last round of testing. So judging by the cadence of the releases, I reckon next week, because it was 14th and then the 20th. So that was like 6 days. So I reckon Tuesday. That's my prediction for Godot 4.6. So we'll see how good I am at that. But I'm going to stand by that prediction. We'll see. Anyway, not much has changed in the way of the Metroidvania project. I've still got the crazy Killer Tusk, Killer Walrus to work on. I've just been doing like a lot of background work. Like I did the course and then I was looking at the way that saves work in this game, making sure everything is sort of put together, because I realized, you know, when trying to attempt Cesium, hey, how's it going? I realized when I'm starting to try and put like a bigger project together, because that's something I've not done before. Get me framed up here. Something that I haven't done before is that you sort of need to have like all the elements working together before you can make it big, if that makes sense. Like you need to have everything working together alongside each other before you can really build out the main project. And so I was working on improving the saving, how things save and load. So that was with encounters. The way that they were done was a little bit amateur, so I upgraded that. And that was really the only major thing I've changed. I've got the boss room tester, which I'm still working on here. So you can enter and basically fight any of the bosses. I want to have 12 for this game at least, I think. You know, I want it to be like a semi-big game. Like Hollow Knight Pantheons? Yeah, I mean, I don't intend to make this available to players. This is just so I can get to each boss instantly. You know what I mean? Like there's probably an easier way to do it, but right now it's just a room that leads to all the rooms that you can fight the bosses in. Like you could probably just make this list and then load into it. But I haven't done that yet. And this is kind of fun anyway. It's like, yeah, it could be a menu, but then it could also be this. And then you know what? Maybe later on, if it is popular, you can make like a boss rush version of it. Why not? You could do that. So now we've got to make the Tusk. The Tusk has to work, and the problem with this boss is that it requires a lot more AI than the previous 2 bosses that I made. Those bosses mostly just work on events. So the first boss, let's have a look at our bosses. Boss 1, Big Drone. It just loops. So it does 3 things, and one of those things variates depending on your position. That's it. So it doesn't really have like complex AI. Once you get it down to half health, it spawns another enemy. So it's the first boss. It's not meant to be complicated. And then what have we got? Brutox. Does the walrus have a name? No. The idea is that it is a because it's basically this whole game is going to take place on like a scientific research facility, and it's like they've done something to research on it, and it's kind of gone crazy and killed everybody, and you have to defeat it to keep moving. And then you've got Brutox, which isn't going to look like this. All of this is placed, and he doesn't even know, he doesn't have any concept of the player. Like the drone at least is aware how close the player is to it. And if you're too close, it's going to charge. But if you're far enough away, it'll shoot missiles. That's about it. Brutox here doesn't even know that. He doesn't know where you are. He just floats around. And like, as you do more damage, he moves faster. It's actually a really challenging boss, but it's not complex. You know, the AI is not complex. Tusk, however, I want to be complex because he has a lot of moves to do, right? So we've got a jump, which he's going to jump up in the air and then land. And I'm going to have like waves of, you know, shockwaves come out that you have to avoid. In order for that to work, we need to know where the player is, because we want him to land where the player is going to be. So you have to move out of the way and then jump. In order to do a swipe, so I want him to swipe, but of course, like, you're never going to be like this close to the walrus. It's going to send another shockwave. It's all going to send shockwaves because like it's a ranged game. So he's going to send a shockwave out. He needs to know like which way you're facing, and maybe in order to decide which one to do, like you you need to know the distance. You know what I mean? Because I want to name it became a member level supporter. What is this? Welcome to supporter. Hey, welcome so much. Is that like, I've never seen that before. Hang on a second. YouTube, what you doing? D member have been notified? Do I get welcome to supporter? Is it like because there's a supporter in the chat I can tell? Sorry if I'm like exposing you. Dude, I don't know. Became a supporter. Or did you join right now? That's awesome, dude. Thank you so much. I can't tell the difference. But welcome nonetheless. Also, like, the chats are on a delay, which is really crazy. Because I can see them in like 3 places. Either way. That's awesome. I'm a bit of a noob. And then, oh, you know what it was? They're not on a delay. It's just I've pushed it below the screen. I'm such a noob. There we go. Okay. Thank you so much, Gersbefiddle. Gersbefiddle. And then there's a tail move. So if you're behind him, he's going to do this. And then there's a tusk attack, which is probably my favorite. He's going to chase you and do that. Okay. So those are the 3 that we want him to do. And we're going to need to know like where the player is, what move is better to do, because I think like tusk attack, if you're standing too close, he wants to do this. So it's really just based on distance, really. Like as we break it down, that's all we care about. Because if you're far away, I think you do a jump, right? Like you don't do a jump when you're standing right next to him. If you run away, he'll jump towards you. And then like he'll do a swipe. Maybe he'll do a swipe like just because. 0.094 SR, aka Wally. We can do that. Why not? Hang on a second. I can just copy that. And here, target state. I don't think I have a place for a name for this. You can put like add metadata. Boss name. Oh no, I don't know. What is this? I've never seen this before. Is this new? Editor description? String. I'm just looking for a place to put this down. Where is string? String. Must be a valid identifier. There you go. Now I'll be able to get back to that if I ever build it out. Also, in the room, I think you have the option to name the encounter. Encounter name here. We'll change it to this. So that I won't ever forget. It is now named. And we'll add like a little, at some point, when I get to adding like lore, we'll add a place where you can find them talking about the tests that they're doing on this guy to make like a military grade walrus for whatever reason. Alrighty. So what are we gonna do? So we need to know like where the player is, and then like decide on what to do. And so I sort of started working on this AI, which is very basic at the moment. We basically start it and we're going to have like active, true. And when it's active, you can decide on the state, check the highest value of the state and then action it, set self to inactive, and then wait for a signal back from the state machine to say you can choose another state. And in that time, we can be assessing the distance, we're deciding what to do based on like a bunch of parameters. And we can take this stack and like put numbers against the different moves to decide like what's most desirable. And I'm guessing it's mostly going to be on distance, right? And then we'll also need to know like what you've done last. I don't want you to do multiple moves, the same move again, right? So we're going to create a value here called last move, last action. It could even be an array, and we could like work out. Well, let's just make it a string for now. I want to try and get something going. As always, try and get something going, and then we can work on it later. So we have a last action, so we don't do two actions the same again. So then we can make the last action equal to state stack scream. Well, hang on a second. We didn't init the AI. Okay, so we need to like choose action. So we need to create a function called choose action. And this is going to return a string actually. That'd be action, which is a string, and we will return the action. Okay, so let's keep it simple for now. Just whatever is the highest value. We don't really need this to be visible, do we? So what can we say? I suppose... Oh, I forgot to turn on my tablet so I can monitor the stream quality. I already have Twitch open. It's basically my tablet. I have like an old Samsung Galaxy Tab.
Meow. I've been looking for you everywhere. Why have you been hiding?
I'm just tired, man. I just haven't felt like it. Also, YouTube hates me, and it makes me feel bad, man. Okay, cool. Okay, so we can see that. Although this is not Stream Manager mode. This is just me watching the stream. I like it better when it's Stream Manager. There we go. Because then I can see all the stats. Okay, last action. So if we just get the state stack, and can we loop through and work out what the highest one is? Is that what we have to do? I don't actually know. For dictionary? Yeah, for a dictionary, I think that's the right way. For I in state stack. Right. Then we're going to go if state stack.
I'm going to bring my pet bot here so I can try and fix it if that's okay.
Bring it in. Bring it in. So first we have to assign an action to string because we need to compare the two. So we can just be like the state, which is a string, is going to be state stack. Actually, that would return an integer. Actually wrong. State value. And then so do we just, what do we set it to? If we just make action string equals
Thank you.
last action, right? Last action equals scream. I don't like this magic variable here, but we'll roll with it. And then we can say if state value is greater than action in bracket, no, state stack action, then action is equal to I, basically. How would we do that? And then that's it. Basically just loop through, and if one is greater, then we just be left with the greatest one, right? That's totally how that works. Delta is never used. Narrowing conversion. Float is converted to int. I guess that's a float. There you go. Fixed. That's probably not going to be used. All right. Here is a cat. That is indeed a cat. Let's have a quick cat review. I give this cat a 7 out of 10. It's a pretty good cat. You know? Very, very nice eye fluff. It's a big fluff. Dog? Oh, this is a good dog. Look at this dog. He looks stunned by the photo. I give this a 10 out of 10. This is a 10 out of 10 dog. He's a little bit goofy, but I like that, you know? Okay. Alex Cesium, we are working on AI. Basically, we're just working on getting an AI for this Tusk boss. It's going to be tough because I've never done boss AI before, and I'm also like, I'm also doing it in a new kind of way. So I've got a specific script for the AI, which I haven't done before. Normally, I just keep it in the character body. So extra difficulty because I'm trying to like work out what the action is going to be. So yeah, okay. So we're just gonna loop through and get the highest action and then return the action, and then that's it. We've chosen the action. So if active, we're going to choose action and then set the action to be, because we have access to the state machine, so we can make a direct call to that and then just call for it. So in fact, we won't even call active true here. We're going to go straight to state machine dot change state. Not even change state, actually. Dot state dot finished dot emit. It's probably a better way to do that, eh? Can I just call change state? Do I have to go directly to finished? Let me just review my code on how states work. So, what is finish connected to? initialize, create state map, child.finished. Okay, finished is just connected to change state. So I can just call change state directly. It's no different. And then we can call that with arguments. All right, easy. Easy done. Okay, so we just call change state. We don't have to do that. State machine dot change state. And we just go with last action, current action. So we can go next action equals choose action and then pass in next action. And that is a string. Goose and geese. I don't think it's working, bro. Okay, so we choose next action. Okay, easy. So that's for the init. So we basically set scream to 100. It's always going to go to scream, which is like sort of, it does like a yell and it like sticks its head up and changes shape and stuff. For context, this is what it looks like. Where's 2D? Little bloods fall off its tusk, which I really like, but it's a pretty basic animation. It's not even doing a debug. I think it's broken. So that's what it's going to go to first, and then we'll have that emit. So we do need another signal from the state's ground enemy motion. Do we need like a boss state, or do we just hard code it into the to the states here? I'm kind of like a bit mixed on how much I want to build this out into like hereditary actions. I know there's going to be certain enemies that need this level of AI. Do I want to make it so that it's baked in and we can access this signal? If I put it into, well, not into state, it can't be in state. Oh, my apologies in advance if this is an awkward question or anything, but I was wondering how much money you're making through Patreon and how many members there are. I can be honest with you, not much. It's like $30 Australian. Members, I don't know. I honestly, I don't pay. Apologies to my Patreon members. I don't really pay much attention to you. It's just there as an alternative because some people prefer it. I don't even know if I don't think I'm logged in on this computer. Am I logged in? I have even less than that. I have 8 Patreon members. Yeah, it's pretty low key. YouTube members, I push a lot harder, but it's the same rewards either way. So it doesn't matter which one you join. YouTube member, Patreon. A month? $30? Yeah. Yeah, dude. It pays for my SIM card in my phone. Honestly, unless you're like a really big creator, none of this stuff really makes a lot of money. That's just the reality of YouTube and the creator space. If you're not in the top 0.01%, you're not making enough money to like quit your day job. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe if you move to a country where a couple $100 a month would pay for your living expenses, but I live in Australia, so I would be homeless. I need to make like 10 times that. So, you know, actually 100 times that. 100 bucks. What's 100 times 100? Australia is really expensive, man. Is it 10? No, it's 100. I reckon you need at least 10k a month to live as an adult. Yeah, 10k. Yeah. So I would need to make 100 times from what I make on YouTube. So like on YouTube, the ads plus the members is about 100 AUD per month. So yeah, total is about sometimes 100, sometimes 200, depends on the month. A little bit of pocket change, you know? It's okay. You got to do it because you like it. You can't do it for the money. It's like genuinely, not a good way to get rich. You know what I'm saying? That is the truth. Go and get training in whatever you like to do outside of the internet. If you like coding, go become like a computer scientist. And if you want to pursue YouTube, do it on the side because it's not worth it. Coding, yeah, exactly. And also like the computer science, like if you look at even streaming, like if you look at the streaming space for what's the category? Software and game development. Like if you organize that from high to low, the highest streamers have like 280 viewers, which is not enough to sustain a living on Twitch. So like it's not even a good category. RIP. Dad joke. I'll tell you what often gets overlooked. Garden fences. True. My garden fences are really big, so you can't see over them, but true. Okay, let's focus back in. Choose action, change state, next action. Seems pretty straightforward. And oh, I need a signal. Oh, it could just be finished. Do you reckon? We could emit finished. So we could connect all the state. We could connect the signal finished to this. I think no, that not necessarily is going to work because jump, fall, and land all need to be one state. It's a state group. Maybe I just need to make it. See, that's the tricky one because I could just connect finished. And then like whenever this is finished, it could, oh no, that's just not going to work. No, that doesn't make any sense. So we'll have a separate signal. I'm going to put it in enemy motion. Yeah, that's probably the best. Signal action completed. It doesn't emit anything. Actually, yeah, let's emit the state name so we can cross-check it against the signal to make sure that we're looking at the same one because there's 3 here, although if it's a separate action, then we should be fine. So, say for Scream, so there's a really simple, there's a game called Road to Vostok. I'm definitely sure the developer is making a good amount of money at Patreon. Yeah, but like Road to Vostok is beyond like it's on an entirely like higher level than me. You know what I mean? Like Road to Vostok has hundreds of thousands of subscribers, right? Like we are not on the same, we're not in the same league. Hello. Hello. Angel. Angel. Yeah. Oh, you just go straight for like. She's old. It's a dog. Okay. Yeah, okay, we were looking at Road to Vostok. Here is a dog. Okay, but this dog is not going to beat Angel. Oh, that's actually a pretty nice dog, though. But Angel is the real dog. Oh, can we put Angel in the dog API? That is a nice dog. Road to Vostok is massive, right? Like, you can attack the dog API if you want. Okay. $118,000 subscribers, and I'm pretty sure they have like public on their Patreon. They're like, it's clear how much they're making. They've got 4,000 members and they make $4,500 a month, which, if that's USD, I'm pretty sure it would be, is, like, yeah, it's enough money to live. But you got to remember that, like, I don't know if that's like a complete solo developer. Like, if he's using that money to make the game and he is paying people to help make him make the game, it actually becomes a lot less money because, like, paying for help costs a lot of money. So yeah, I guess it depends on his team. I don't know much about him, to be honest. Artists are really expensive, you know? For the good ones, at least. Drink driving ad. Well, you shouldn't drink drive. Who is the developer? Auntie, I'm the developer. Former lieutenant. Oh, he's an ex-military. Nice. Visual game design teacher, and I have more than 12 years experience in the game industry. Okay, so he knows what he's doing. He's on an entirely different level than me. Of course he makes money. I'm not on his level. That's just the fact. Okay, Funk, enter. We are going to get access to the animation player, and we're going to call play on the action scream. And then we're also going to await. I guess we'll have like a Funk finished, state completed, and it'll return void. And this will emit the action completed. What's the name of the function that I literally just made that. We can go back to this. We can say action completed dot emit. Right. Okay, it's like not declaring the scope. And then we can just say await dot await animation player dot finished dot animation finished, and then call state completed. Like literally that's all this has to do. It doesn't have to do anything else. Or actually that's not true. We do need to call stop. Oh, that requires a delta. So in the state update, it's a funny thing that I've learnt over the year, or not over the years, over the last couple of months working on this game, is that if you want the entity, whether it's the player or an enemy, to stop moving, you can't just stop calling the state. You actually need to like update the velocity variables. Otherwise, they will just keep sliding forever, because that's just how the loop works. So the character body always expects to be given instructions on the velocity, and if it doesn't receive them, it's just going to use like the last number that it gets, you know? Alrighty. Okay, so that's easy. It should just get action completed. So what we want to do is come back to this, and we want to create a function here called connect action signal. Humble advice, take one game project and start working on it. Do devlogs or tutorials. Your tutorials are awesome, but the strategy clearly doing better numbers. I do not think you have enough knowledge or anything like that to pull off something similar. I'm clearly qualified. Well, that's really friendly. That's a really nice thing to say. Thank you so much. And yes, I have tried doing devlogs, and guess what? They don't do very well. They did really badly. Look at my last one. Hang on a second. Where is it? I don't know how to get to it without, like, I gotta be careful about. Oh, actually, you know what? I could just like show the page, right? Go to video analytics. Go to the video. Yeah, if I click this button, it'll show up. Bear with me. Okay,
Have
so
you ever?
the title's not that good, but like, bruh. FPS series taught me a great deal. Yeah, that was what got me over the line for like YouTube. I'm glad I helped you. 123 123 views, bro. It's so low. This title sucks. I need to change it. But like I've changed it a bunch of times and it hasn't done anything. I think it's just a bad angle. I'm going to try and do another one on saving and loading. I was sort of thinking the same thing, Irakili, about like my YouTube trajectory and journey, because obviously this video is probably the worst video that I've had since I've started. And it was like, okay, so and this is more like a review about Silksong and what I'm going to try and take from it. It was not really about game development. It kind of was, but it's like more about Silksong because I was trying to bring in gamers. I'm trying to bring gamers in, and it didn't work. But I have done other devlogs that have done very well, and it was mostly with standalone projects. And so like, where is it? This video here, making Final Fantasy Tactics in Godot, did do very well. And it's mostly about the tech rather than the actual like game that it's based on. So like maybe that's something that I can lean on rather than trying to make like a punchy video review. I don't know. Like it's just the devlog didn't do well. Oh well. You just got to move on. But yeah, I totally get where you're coming from with that. It is good advice and it is what I'm trying to do. It's just, it didn't land. Rip. Also, the audio quality sucked in that video because I did it with a shitty microphone. Lessons learned. Connect action signal. Okay, so for I in state. Machine.get children I dot action completed. Is that the name of the signal? I've forgotten already. Action completed. Yeah, it is action completed. Action completed. Dot connect. Not all call. Connect action signal does not need to return anything. The UI being kind of weird. Sending to chat. Honk. Why was the goose so bad at baseball? He was natural at catching fly balls. I don't get it. Is that a goose related joke? Irakili, I love this comment. If you create videos which would be entertaining for both developers and regular gamers, channel would take off immediately. Yeah, exactly. The key challenge is making entertaining videos. It's very difficult. Oh, you don't know the joke. Okay. I guess it's like, is it AI? No, it's not AI. Is it getting it from like some kind of API like the dad joke one? But no, yeah. Create entertaining content. Like I think the key thing is like if your video doesn't do well on YouTube, the takeaway needs to be that it didn't appeal to people. Not that it's like the algorithms got you down, although it is kind of weird that it did so badly, but you just have to know. No, you're actually correct. That is the right advice. Like I tell people this all the time when I'm talking to them about YouTube. It's like, oh, I'm shadow banned this or whatever. The algorithm doesn't like you. It's just like your content isn't good enough. Or like there's a problem with the content. You could still be an entertaining person, but there's a problem with the content. The idea didn't land. People just aren't interested. And you just go again. You know what I mean? Like keep making videos because like it is like, it's a free roll. The faster you leave the job you have. Yeah, that'd be nice. But yeah, it's a new role every time you make a video. It's not like the YouTube's algorithm doesn't remember you, if that makes sense. So like every video is a fresh go. So just make another one. And I've got to write a script and make another one. Connect action signal to a callable. Set action ready. Action completed. We'll just call this action completed. But an atom in the universe. And it, dear God, not AI. Anything but I. Yeah, AI sucks, man. I think if it actually like made your life easier, that'd be cool. But instead of just like does shit that is fun to do, like I don't get it. As Ram, get him. And hey, see you later, EMS. Have a good one. Thank you for the name of the enemy. I appreciate it. Action completed. All this is going to do is set the action ready to true. Bye. Oh, that's not active false. This is not a good name for the variable. Action ready false? If action ready, do an action. So once the action is completed, we'll set action ready to true, and then the loop will start again. So we're going to choose an action. And that's how we're going to like do it. And then like throughout the process, we're going to be working out like the distance to the player in all of that. So, yeah, that is how like I feel like the loop will work. The question is then, we need to set up a basic like two-step loop. I like the jump. I want to try and make the jump work. So I guess we'll just go between scream and jump. And probably just jump. It can't be the same as the last action. Actually, that's a really good point. Like, it'd be a lot better rather than just like choosing the highest action to sort them based on their actions. So we could create like an array rather than just like setting the largest one. So we could sort the dictionary. How do you sort a dictionary? Is it a built-in action? Can dictionaries be sorted? So I don't have to do it. Size, set, recursive equate, sort. Sorts the dictionary in an ascending order by key. You can sort dictionaries, yeah, but it's not that. The final order is dependent on the less than comparison between keys. This method ensures the dictionary entries are ordered consistently when keys or values are called. That's not really what I want to do. What I want to do is like probably create a new dictionary in the order. An array would really work better, but like I need the strings so I know which ones to do. So the boss AI. What you would do is you would have a look at the state value, you'd have a look at the last action, and then you would say, also like dictionaries, can you like, instead of this being last action, could this be like did you hear the one about the giant pickle? He was kind of a big deal. State stack dot It's not like pop front. Could you just go like 0? Does that work? Dictionary string. You get the front of the dictionary. I guess it doesn't work like that. Key variant. What are we doing? We're trying to work on some AI. So we've got a walrus here, a very angry walrus that wants to hit you with his big teeth. And we need to tell him when you're close enough to do that. Basically. And if you're further away, he's going to jump to your location. And that's really it. There's not a lot to it. But I think I'm going to decide. Let's keep it simple. We'll just pick the biggest action, right? Let's not try to sort it and then choose one. It's just going to be like, get the one with the highest value. But we do need to create a function now. Oh, wait, this needed a callable connect. Action completed.connect. Action completed. Isn't that how... It's not happy because it doesn't know what this is, which is enemy motion. Now it's happy. Technically, there are states, right? Oh, no, it's a state machine. That's fine. It's all right. It's all right. Action completed connect. Okay. We need to call this as well in the init. Otherwise, none of this is going to work. Easy peasy. And yeah, we choose an action. We connect this. We get the signal back to say that the action is ready. Now we just need to like take this. This is like kind of so like if action is ready, we almost don't need to do this in the physics process, assuming that we're always going to get back action completed. We're like, also the way I'm doing this is, oh no, we're going from state machine.getChildren action completed. Okay, that's fine. We almost don't need the physics process because once we get the signal back from the state that it's finished, we know we need to change. So like we could just, instead of doing it here, because I don't really like doing that kind of stuff in the physics process, we can actually just go like choose action, next state, equals string, equals choose action. We should create a function for this actually. Go to next action. And it's literally just next action string, choose next action. Like this. And then we can call that in the init. And then we can call it here. And we also say if action ready. Although to be honest, if we're going to organize it this way, we don't really need to know if the action is ready or not. I don't know, whatever. It would work without it, basically, because it's always going to be true. Anyway, we'll see how that pans out. Okay, so in the physics process, we just need to be like checking the distance and then working out like what's the best. So we kind of need to know like how far away the player is and like what's a reasonable distance to be from the player. The boss rooms are pretty small. I think the walrus is a little bit too big. Like we may need to like make it a bigger arena for the player to be in with the room, the crazed tusk. Right? Because like he's a big boy and you're going to be standing here and like, yeah, don't know about that. You know, like what is the distance between these 2 points? It's, well, he can only really get to there. It's 150 pixels. But more what you say, I don't understand because English is bad. You create your own game. That's cool. But I'm also trying to create something without AI. How are you learning coding? Learning coding is just a time thing. You just need to do a little bit every day. Took me a long time. I started in 2018. I started to learn seriously in 2018. Prior to that, my journey started in 2015. I started to learn C#, but I wasn't very good. And then in 2018, I started to learn how to code by making games because I needed like something visual, and that really helped. And I made a lot of progress. And then in 2020, it took another 2 years for it to be like to the point where I felt good enough to create projects without needing tutorials or anything like that. I still do sometimes watch tutorials depending on the subject if I don't understand it or whatever. We said 150 pixels, didn't we? Okay, so if you're 150 pixels away, you gotta jump, bro. Make it like 140 or something. So it's really just the distance. Is that all that I'm deciding on? Also, like the direction. We actually need to flip this guy around if he's facing the other way. Otherwise, it's not going to work. That's something to remember as well. We haven't had to do that for any other... For like any other... enemy. This is a first. Flip the sprite. It's not that difficult actually, but... thinking about when to do it is the difficult part. This actually has a script attached to it. It's just Flash. And, on top of all of that, we've got all of his collision shapes and stuff. This is actually, look at all these collision shapes. Not that one. Where's his other one? Why can't I see it? Body hitbox? There it is. It's not the best hitbox. It's something. It's good enough to me. If I flip this sprite, where is that button? Nothing else flips. Sometimes 2D can be hard. That is kind of annoying. Like, what do you do to deal with that? Actually, like, genuinely, I don't know. I've never had to think about that before. Because everything that I've ever done has been symmetrical. Whereas this guy's not symmetrical. Like, he's got a tail collision. Like, if I flip this guy, do I have to have, like, separate animations for that? Because, like, I've animated, say, like, the jump, right? Like, this is the animation for the jump, but, like, what if he's going the other way? Like, actually, like, genuinely. I've never had to consider this before. Like, what if he's facing this way? Like, all of this stuff's busted. Is there, like, a button for switching? If I make them a child of the sprite, will they flip too? They probably won't, will they? If true, texture is flipped. That's flipped, bro. Damn, yeah, this is actually crazy. I'm like just realizing this is actually... Huh. Where's one here? The head, which is like significantly below, but I just figured that you're going to be on the ground, so it's not important. And then... I mean, the flipping does not flip the... But if I scale it instead... If I do like a negative X scale, that will work. So, and to be honest, like, go back, change that. We could just do that on the collision shape. So if we flip that, it'll flip everything. probably the way to go. I don't know if we'll have any like issues. Cool, you start in 2019, your way is so long. Good luck, thank you. Maybe I'll like to create my own game in the future. Hey, yeah, dude. What's my favorite game? That's a really good question. I have many different favorite games, if that makes sense. Because there are... I'm old. Because I'm old. So last year, my favorite game was Silk Song. I also really liked Expedition 33, but like I spent way more time playing Silk Song than I played Expedition 33. They're good games, but for different reasons, you know? And like of all time, that's so difficult. It's such a, like, you know, I would say like, okay, well, like maybe Final Fantasy VIII because of the impact that it had on me, like just consuming that piece of media and like seeing the world through that eye, you know, through that lens, I guess. Or like, you know, in the most recent times, like I really liked Prey from 2017. That was an amazing game. Yeah, it's tough, man. Dota 2, I played thousands of hours of that. Is that my favorite game because I played it so much? What else? Like maybe even eras, like Game Boy Advance, Golden Sun, easily, you know? Game Boy Pocket, which was like the first device I had, like Pokemon, Blue or Red, PlayStation, Final Fantasy VIII, Xbox, Halo 2. What other systems did I own and grow up with? The Nintendo Wii, I think I got after that. And then it would just be like probably The Legend of Zelda on that engine, on that game, on that console. I didn't own that many games for that one. PlayStation 2, I owned one of those, but I mostly owned it so I could play my old PlayStation 1 games. I really liked Persona on that. That was good. That's it. Yeah. And then after the Nintendo Wii, like I started playing World of Warcraft, and that is the game. That is the end of me playing like games for game's sake, and started playing games as a service games, like software as a service. And I was playing, you know, like Dota and World of Warcraft, and just playing those games non-stop for like the next 5 years. And then, why is a walrus an enemy? Wait, what? Oh, that's like old. Why am I looking at that chat? That's weird. Anyway, back to it. Okay, so we can use that to flip. Is there anything that we can do to flip? So in the boss enemy, on the process, we are getting move and slide. Surely we can get the positive of the X and the Y, and then base the direction of the X and the Y and put the scale on that, so he just flips depending on the direction he's moving. Yeah, we'll work it out in a second. Let's not worry about that actually, because we just need to get him moving. But it is something that is going to need to be considered when we think about the direction. So, we've got all this boilerplate. Now we actually need to, I'm just going to base it on direction. So I'm going to create a function called like get direction. Doesn't need an underscore. It's wrong. To player. Actually, distance. Both, I guess. Get distance to player, and then we pass in the player. We already have access to that, so we don't need to worry about that. So we can say player is equal to Player, no, var distance. Hollow Knight Persona. Oh, it's cool. What do you think about the game industry now? The game industry? It's cool because it's becoming less corporate. You know? What have I missed? I've been going through my favorite games of each system that I owned over the years. But I think like the gaming industry right now is having like a resurgence, right? Because if you think about like, if you look at the history of games and game development back in the, you know, the early days, like the 70s, maybe not the 70s, but like the 80s and 90s, games were simple enough that small teams could make them, which was really cool because it let a lot of people make games. And so you have all those people that like got really big and made like massive companies because of the games they made. Like the people that made like not dungeons, I don't know, Ultima, the people that made Doom, I forget their names, but you know, those guys that were like small time game developers, like Prince of Persia was just made by 2 dudes, all that kind of stuff was possible, and all this creativity came out of it. And then in the thousands, everything got really expensive because games became more complicated, right? Like, and they still are. Like a AAA game costs a lot of money to make. But also, it turns out that people still like to play smaller games with like a lower scope and less, like you don't have to have AAA graphics in order to make a successful game. It's just people don't mind. There was a point in time, like I would say like between 2010 and 2020, or even, I mean, the indie resurgence really started, I think, in 2015 and beyond when Steam opened up. But like between the 2000s and 2015, there was an expectation that the graphics would just get better and better. And that had to be, if it wasn't like graphically intensive, then it wasn't a game considered worth playing. But now it's like, if it's 2D, that's cool. People will consider it because we're past that point where people want to see it get more and more realistic. We've hit the peak. You know, it's already like super high fidelity. So having a pixel art game is considered a choice, an artistic choice, and people will be okay with that. So yeah, it's a really exciting time to be a game developer, I think. You can just do it in your room for free. Like, it doesn't cost me anything. Godot is free. A sprite costs $30. You know? And you don't even have to use that. There's plenty of free pixel art programs. Blender is free if you want to make 3D. The world is at your fingertips. Okay, so do we have a reference to ourselves? We don't. I guess we just go get parent. Get parent dot distance to. It doesn't know that what the parent is. Boss. What should I call this? No, it's not boss AI. Boss enemy. I guess we'll just call it boss enemy. Oh yeah, there's browser-based ones too. This one kind of looks a bit scammy though. I'm sure it's fine. It's just challenges, gallery. Yeah, tons of really cool. So thanks for experience. Greetings from Siberia. Wow, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, you're on hard mode because like I'm not even like a normal English speaker, right? Like I'm from Australia, which means it's difficult for English speaking people to understand me. That's so cool. Metroid Fusion. Actually, I changed my mind, Goosefat. This website's sick. Ready. Okay, we are ready. And we're going to set boss enemy to get parent. Why don't I just make that an on-ready var? Ah, it's better this way. Okay, so boss. So var distance. Vector2 is equal to boss enemy dot get distance. What's the function? Am I crazy? You know what I'm forgetting? I'm forgetting global position dot distance too. And then we want to go player dot global position, and that will tell us the distance. Australia, this country is harder than Siberia. You have big spider? Yeah, we got big spiders. It's not that bad. It's one of those things that sounds worse on paper until you realize we all live in the city and there's not that many bugs. Although there was a snake. Did I show you guys the snake video? I don't remember. I did show you guys the snake. I showed you the snake video. How did I do that? I don't remember. How did I show you guys the snake video without doxing myself? Yeah, there was a snake in my boot. There's a snake in my boot. We have bear and tiger. See, that's way worse, bro. Like, bear and tiger is way worse than spider and snake. Guarantee you. Spider and snake can't hurt you unless they're on top of you. Bear and tiger can close the distance between you and it really quickly, and they're also way heavier. And most times snakes are afraid of you. Snakes don't want to come near you, trust me. Did I just go to like Google Photos then like... I'm actually kind of curious, how did I do that? Silksong beard. Dude, I don't know, man. How did I show that to you? Was it just in photos? Maybe I logged into Google Photos and then just like full screened it. I have a couple of snakes. It was in Discord. Oh, I did post in Discord. Yes, thank you for reminding me. That was just in general, right? There's a longer video that's way better. Also, like, I've encountered snakes before. I don't want the info. Does this dox me if I show this? This was in Tasmania. I was walking on a trail in Launceston, Tasmania, which is where I'm from originally. Well, I'm not from Launceston, but I am from Tasmania originally. And there was that snake is actually venomous, and we were just like behind it and we're just sort of walking along. There's a video associated with that. I'll turn the sound off. You just have to, I was behind my wife filming, because I was like, and there's this, where is the snake? You can see it somewhere. I'm trying to film it. There it is there. And we were just like walking towards it because, you know, snakes are like kind of harmless though, but this guy is actually venomous and aggressive. But we were kind of just hoping that it would leave us like go away. Because they don't chase you, you know what I mean? This was 10 years ago, by the way. So that's why the bitrate sucks. And then we thought it was going off. Look, it changes its mind at some point. I'm just laughing remembering this. And look at it, it's like, hey, stop following me. Dude, I'm dying. Oh, what a time. What a time. It just changed its mind. It was like, hey, I'm kind of sick of this shit. Leave me alone. Oh, it wouldn't be on Google Photos because I never... Oh yeah, it is on Google Photos actually. Here's the video of my house, but I guess you can't really see the sky, so it should be okay. That's the snake there, and my dog attacked it. It was literally a snake in our boots. Those shoes right there. And then I was like, what the fuck? Let my dog back inside. Those are the two times. So I've lived in Australia my entire life. Those are my two snake experiences. That's it. I mean, I've seen snakes before, but those are the times where it was like close. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember being at school and the teacher killing a snake with a shovel because there was a snake in the playground. And but that's, you know, dog is a hero. Dog is dumb as hell because that would have cost me a lot of money if she got bitten, but she didn't get bitten. She thought it was food, I guess. I don't know. Luckily, that snake that she saw was not venomous at all. Not a venomous snake. So. Okay. So now we know the distance between the player and the enemy, and we can decide if it's really far away. So if it's like, I guess we can sort of decide what to do based on distance right now. So I just want to make something basic to like get it going. So score, distance, score. We've got a cat. We've got a cat to review. That's a pretty cute cat. Is it a real cat or is it AI? AI? Count the feet. Grass is pretty blurry. Could be real. I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna get like I guess distance. It's the same variable. It's not always going to be like this, I promise. This is just one of those things that's like kind of complicated. You know? So like sometimes I decide to do stuff like this off stream because it's like kind of sucks anyway, but like lately I just haven't been streaming and I was like, I need to keep streaming and this is just what I'm doing today. Do you know what I mean? This is just where I'm at. Distance, get distance to player. And then we can say like match, or is it a match? If distance is greater than, if distance.x is greater than 140, then state stack jump is equal to 100. I'm just gonna give it like max score. In free time, look on Siberian tiger winter. That's a cute cat who's bigger than a lion and stronger. Dude, what the hell? Let's have a look. Tiger winter? Winter tiger? Dude, it's so freaky, dude. There's no way, like how can, okay, like genuinely, I know it's like a bit of a meme to be like Australia's animals scary, but like there's nothing like this in Australia. And I would be terrified if this was the kind of thing that I might encounter on a hike. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go to like if you go on a hike, can you encounter something like this? Do you need to carry something with you? I know nothing. Look at this thing. Is this real? It's crazy, bro. I would die. Look at this big boy. Siberian tiger? Can you have it as a pet? Oh, look, there's a white one. Dude. Terrifying. Can it assign type of value float to variable distance with a specified... Oh, okay, so this is actually a float. And then we can just change this to a float. This returns a float. This doesn't return anything. Did I accidentally delete a line? Okay, if distance... That doesn't... If distance is greater than 140, state stack jump equals 100. I haven't even defined what jump is, but that's what we're going to do. If distance is less than 140, let's just do a... Then we're going to do like a swipe. Let's do a swipe. Those are going to be the two ones I'm going to jump between. For now. Just depending on how far you are. Or even like tail? No, we'll do a swipe. Okay. So. This is really basic. We're just going to be calling distance score. In the physics process. So we just call this every frame. We're just going to decide how far away we are and what we should do. So this is like kind of like pseudocode almost. And if action is ready, we're going to go to next action. We're going to choose the action, which will be the greatest action. Now, we do need to set up the jump because the jump doesn't exist at the moment. There's no code here. We've got a jump height, a jump time, and the distance that we need to jump. Now, the distance is actually something that we need to set because the distance that we need to jump needs to be the distance that is the distance between us and the player, because we want to jump, you know, towards the player. So there is a function that we can use to work out the X velocity based on the jump distance, based on the time that we're going to spend in the air, essentially. Aqua One Love, welcome to the chat. Hello, hello. Okay. What do you call a goose that likes gadgets? A techno goose. That's a good joke. Why do geese fly? In a V formation, because it's too far to walk. Makes sense. Okay, so velocity.y. Pass. Hang on a second. Okay. Let's just go to player state data. What is it called? State machine data? Okay, so this function here, get velocity, and
Meow.
meow. Get velocity, and then also get jump velocity. We need also jump gravity. We need all these functions. Gimme, gimme, gimme. So we don't need double jump gravity, but we do want gravity, full gravity. Yes, but not in this particular. It's the exact same function, by the way. Kind of dumb. Okay, so jump gravity equals return jump gravity equals jump height, and time to jump apex, just jump time here. Replace that with that, and then we get gravity, get jump velocity. And then what is the other warning here? Return the function parameter jump time is shadowing an already declared variable at line 4 in the current class. Goose, goose, goose. What happens when a goose flies upside down? He quacks up. He jumps more than 2 meters. Oh my god, that tiger is crazy. Jump time is shadowing an already declared variable at line 4. I see. I guess we don't need to pass it in then. We will anyway. I see. It's really hot in this room. That's another reason I have not been streaming much lately. It's fucking hot, man. Why the frick is it working for you but not for me? I don't know, man. Chaff, can you please send Goose in the chat? Hang on a second. Typing. I did a goose. What do you call a goose? What do you call a polite goose? A gander man. Oh, because it's a gander of goose. I get it. It works for me too. Why not you? Maybe it's just because you're not that cool, man. I'm cool, so it works for me. Everyone write goose in the chat. Exclamation mark goose. I have a feeling that IRC handles your own messages a bit differently, probably, yeah. Okay, so we can get velocity. And then jump. So this one's different because this actually, the distance is considered fixed, but this function here, we don't know the distance. We only know the jump time. So it means we need to set the velocity as a fixed value rather than a variable value. So I think my angel is barking. Where is it? Isolated capture. Oh no. I broke it. She was like having a really aggressive dream. Oh, low key, does the music stop when I switch to this screen? Okay. Get jump velocity. Okay. So the velocity is a fixed value. We have a velocity variable already, but it's a vector 2. Question then, because this is a velocity as a float. This is really the speed. Do we have a speed variable? Speed, movement speed. High energy viewers, NA. Thank you for the high energy. Okay, so we do have a movement speed. Oh, we do have a movement speed. This is actually really helpful. This will make a big difference. Welcome to the chat, NA Games. So we know the velocity already. So we actually need to define the distance. Because we know the jump time and the velocity. Wait, no, we know the distance. Wait, what the fuck? What am I saying, dude? We know the distance. Here is the dog. Okay. Is it a real dog or is it a computer generated dog? I can't tell. I think it's AI. Is that a second back right leg? You're right, it is. Yeah. Good eyes. Good eyes. Good eyes. Sometimes you just get a feeling. Okay, so we do actually know that jump distance is going to be set. How do we get that though? Okay, so we want to jump directly to the player. So we get distance to player. I guess we can pass with args. Uncanny image. Yeah, you can kind of tell sometimes. Sometimes you're just wrong. But like, sometimes you can tell. I guess if man, how's this gonna work? I guess I can just call in it. Honestly, like we could just call the jump. Like if this is a dedicated, because it's all with strings, right? It's a dedicated AI for this boss. There's really no harm in me setting the jump distance. So I can actually just like go and get that state. How do I get that state? Like you could even just call it directly if you wanted to, like go crazy. Distance equals distance. Okay, maybe that won't work. Because I had them both selected. That's what it was. Connect action signal. Distance score. Get distance. Distance jump dot distance. Held a message. Deny. Is editable instance? What the fuck? Equals distance. Easy. Okay, so we can do that. So we can set the distance here, and then on enter, we actually can get velocity. So we can go var movement speed. No, sorry, we can just set that movement data dot movement speed equals get velocity. Ooh, separate variable. Yeah, okay. Don't do that. Yeah, don't manipulate the data because we're going to need that for all the other states. It's a float. Is going to be, so speed will be equal to get velocity, and the distance will be the jump distance, and the jump time will be the jump time, right? Okay, so that'll just tell us how fast the guy needs to move based on how far he needs to jump. And the jump time. Okay, so that is that. That's actually not too bad. The jump velocity is just based on the gravity, and the jump gravity is based on the jump height and time. So, yeah. Makes total sense. Get jump gravity. And then, okay, so but like we need to say velocity dot y equals get jump velocity. And then it, wait, what? Mistyped. Get jump velocity. And then in this call get jump gravity. That's what velocity y is going to be equal to. And yeah, I guess we also need to call the state process. State update. And we will call move, and it expects a direction. Move also just gets my, okay, so I might need to make my own move for this particular. Okay, I'll do my own. That'll be easier. With just speed. And it expects direction. How do I get direction from here? Do I even have the target? I do have the target. So we can update the target. Get target. Get player target position. No, there's another function within enemy motion called check for target, which just sets the target, which it has. Don't worry about it. It's not the best code. And so then we can call get player target position, which just returns a vector 2, and that is our direction. Is there a function for that? Oh, we can actually get navigation direction, set target position, get next path position. Okay, this works with, no, we don't want to use that. Wait, what about in the ground movement? Surely I've thought of this before. Nope. Okay. Okay. Really? Okay. Oh, it is what it is then. Okay. Direction equals yep, this actually returns the dot direction 2, and then I guess it's, do we just use owner or do we use enemy dot global position, and then we call move, and that's not actually used, but we can pass that in to this function here. right? It's not happy. What's it? It's a shadow variable? Has no static type. Okay. Vector 2. Easy. Okay, so that's our jump. We need to call gravity. Update gravity. Expects delta. And our gravity, which is get jump gravity. Yes, we are jumping directly to the player. That is actually what we're doing. We're going to jump straight on top of him. And so that, I think that's what this will do based on like my understanding of how my code works. Get jump gravity. It's a lot of code, and it's actually going to be kind of hard to test because we're going to have to like get the AI to trigger this particular move. And then I just fixed a huge bug in my code, and now my synthesizer works beautifully. Nice, dude. Do milk? I don't know what you mean by that. Update gravity. Okay. Easy, easy, easy. Now, how do we know? So it's pretty easy to know when to go to full. I kind of just want to do like, maybe I don't need full. I don't need full. We'll just have one state. When we hit the ground, we need to go to land. So we can just go like, generally with these kinds of things, you need to do a check, like a delay. So basically you just go like var, ground check delay. Because you can't check if you're on the ground immediately every frame because you will be on the ground for the first frame of your jump. Just how it is. Ground check delay. And just make it like 0.1 second. Okay, that does not look right, Goosefat. Honk, $ joke, ID, random ID. A little bit of insight to your code. Okay. So we've got the ground check delay, and here we just say, not my code, why are you looking at it? Close enough. Ground check delay minus equals delta. Data? Delta. Underscore delta. Oh my god, I can't type. And then we can say if ground check delay is less than or equal to 0, then we can do if owner velocity I is equal to 0. No, because in Godot, even if you're on the ground and you're not going down, this particular kind of gravity check will just, oh, actually, you know what? Maybe I could. Never mind. Actually, maybe I could. Good suggestion. Turns out I've thought of that already. What I was gonna say is if you are just subtracting gravity like this, gravity, well, I'm adding gravity to your velocity y, you'll start falling. And then even though you're on a platform, you'll still be adding that speed. And what Godot will do is like the next time you're not on the ground, you'll just start falling really quickly, which is why you need this section of code. And why, yes, because I'm saying that if you're on the ground, then velocity y equals 0. So we can just say if velocity y is equal to 0, then finished dot emit land. Okay. This is an assignment. We need to do a double equal sign. There we go. And then in the land, this is a really simple one. We just need to go func. Okay, what is going on? We got dogs, we got cats. You're reacting to your own messages. This is already great. Okay, this one looks real. This is a real dog. I don't think this is AI. This seems genuine. Like the guy is wearing pantsuits and shoes, which is, I don't know, maybe in other countries that's normal, but that's really weird. Like, why would you be wearing this to walk your dog? Unless it's a very old photo being recolorized. It's like, it's the sun's out, man. Wear some shorts. Maybe it's cold. I don't know. Okay. We are going to do animation player.play land. Lowercase land. And we are going to await animation player dot animation finished.
The hell 8K points, get rid of them, I'm going to eat them, meow.
Do you want me to make TTS more expensive? I made it really cheap so that you could use it whenever you wanted. And then now you have more channel points than you ever will need to use them up on, I don't know, whatever, man. What else is in my channel rewards? I haven't looked at that in ages. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so we're just going to wait for that animation to be finished. Let's look at Scream. Is the exact same state completed, action completed. We do need all of this actually, because that's just how it goes. Okay, so theoretically we should go into jump, do a jump. Let's just set the animation player to play jump lowercase. Oh yeah, you can use the emoticons. I don't know, maybe more things. Yeah, I'll have to think about it. I don't get a lot of interaction. You guys are really the only people interacting with me, so. What the hell is that? Oh, it's the yes, but it's squished. Okay. I honestly don't know if this is going to work. I feel like I'm definitely forgetting stuff. I need to think about how this is all set up. So what actually happens here is we get a function. So let's go back to the actual room that this starts in. We have an encounter. Now the encounter detects when you've entered the room. So you see this line here? This is when the encounter is going to lock you in place and it's going to start the fight. So there's a function call where we start point body entered. We place start, which is like a place, there's some text that just says alert right now. And then we go encounter center body.hold. Signal manager, we do a shake screen, we await for a timer, we press, so we set the target, and then we say body.release. So we set the target and we set enemy target, and then we target update emit tar.
Asparagus is his favorite vegetable. Asparagus.
Asparagus. So is that the function? Target updated? Dot emit? I feel like there's a function that actually sets this off and makes it go on its first. See, we've got this thing called target state. set target. Oh, here we go. Target machine, state machine dot set target. So when I set target, I'm calling state machine dot set target, which like starts the loop basically. Okay. So we can override this function in our new boss AI and we can start our boss AI. So we've got this, we're extending that. So we're going to call set target, right? This is all fine, but we do want to get access to the boss AI. And the boss AI, we're going to call, instead of target state, oh, we're going to set enemy target. That's actually fine. Boss AI dot init AI target. And that's just this guy. So that should set it off. And realistically, I don't know what's going to happen after that. I really haven't made it that far. Let's see how it goes. It's probably going to crash. So prepare yourself for crashes. I believe that's this room here. Yeah. Okay. Global position object of type null. Okay. So we are just assuming that this is 100% good to go. What we can do to protect ourselves from this is in the physics process, we can just say if target, if player, I guess. Let's disable sound and have another go. Go to the boss test hall. Okay, let's just save in here. Let's see what he does. Nothing. Okay, but we are getting... Okay, so things do seem to be working. I would say get distance to player. Jump distance with type value float on base object of node. Which is pretty interesting. Invalid assignment of property key distance with value type float on base object type node jump. Now, perhaps that's not the name of the variable that I'm trying to set. It's kind of dumb. This is why you shouldn't hard code things, but hey. Okay. He's just going to do that. He's just going to keep doing that. Come on, buddy. Alright, okay, so I'm going to need to know what the distance is. I guess I'm just going to do a printout for now, because I can't be bothered. It's supposed to be like, if it's less than 140, then you do a jump, but it's not what he's doing. He is screaming though, which is cool. 240. Oh yeah, you'd think it would be jump. Damn, I can get really close to him. So I would say like here. So if it's this is really bad code. If distance is greater than 140, but if it's less than 140 swipe. It's not doing either of those. Huh. Am I calling this function? I am calling this function. Distance score. Okay, hang on a second. We are going to action, go to next action. If action ready, choose action. We're calling choose action, which is looping through the states. We are, okay. Okay. I just realized something. We are not resetting the scores. Ever. So they're always going to be like fairly even. You know what I mean? So like if I print out the the state action thingo here, it'll be like, because it is all very basic, because I'm just trying to like get things up and running. I actually realize that the state stack here is actually just going to have like 100 for scream and 100 for jump, most likely. And that is just resulting in us doing a scream. See, here we've got both 100 and 100 for jump and scream. That's fine. What we need to do is something that I sort of said before. Last action. So when we action complete, we need to go and say that the last action. So we go state stack dot brackets last action equals 0. So whatever you just came back from, it gets reset. It goes to the bottom of the pile. Okay. That is not at all where I wanted him to go. See you later, buddy. It's just slowly moving off. He did land. That is the landing. Oh, is that the jumping? What animation is that? I should recognize. They're really basic animations. That is the landing animation. Okay. So we're making it into that now. That's something. So we're making it to jump. But the jump is kind of fucked. Is the jump in the wrong direction? Is velocity Y need to be negative? And also, I want to put a breakpoint on that because I think something funky is happening here, obviously. Okay, so it's going straight, and this is what I thought might be the issue. It's like velocity, it starts off at velocity Y equals 0, so you need to like put like a little delay on this. It's just going to be how it has to be, I guess. Jump, check delay. This probably doesn't need to be negative. I honestly don't know. Equals 0.1. And then var jump check delay remaining. Break this into 2 variables as normal. Yeah. I mean, I could be misunderstanding something, but generally in my experience, if jump check delay remaining, need to subtract that, is less than or equal to 0.0, then if velocity 0, 0. Okay, there you go. And then here, when we're finished at land, we are going to say jump check delay remaining is equal to. Actually, do it in the ready function. That makes more sense. Jump check delay remaining is equal to jump check delay. Okay, now let's try that again and hope that everything works. It probably won't. It never does when you're testing these things because I am not that great at coding. Okay. Velocity x equals 203, data, jump height, jump time, jump distance, jump speed. What am I setting jump velocity? Velocity y equals jump velocity. Velocity y equals 0 straight away, which means I think this does need to be a negative. I'm having questions about how it's being calculated. A breakpoint on that because I am just using all these formulas. I can't tell. He doesn't even jump, bro. Can we make this longer? It's like half the time. Bizarro. Making an AI jump. Who would have thought that would be difficult? Do a flip. Am I forgetting to call? Oh, you know what? Okay, first of all, the direction is back to front. And I also just realized the problem is that here, I'm actually not calling velocity dot y. Like, I'm genuinely not. So velocity. Like, I'm not changing velocity y. Oh no, I'm omitting the whole thing. Velocity y. So I'm setting velocity to be like. No, that's okay. That's okay. I thought for a second I was setting it to 0, but I'm not. I'm omitting the whole thing. I'm just changing x. The direction is incorrect. It's the wrong way around. So flip that shit. And oh dude, what the hell? So why is the velocity nothing? Get jump velocity, get jump gravity. Get jump velocity. Breakpoint. I must understand the calculations because there's something going terribly wrong. Jump velocity is negative 102. 192. There is a value there. I don't think this needs to be negative. It's already negative. It's flipped for my convenience. Okay, well now he is coming towards us, but he's not going up. And I don't know why. What do you call a goose that is undercover? A spy goose. I don't get it. Velocity changed. Velocity equals velocity. Honestly, I'm not too sure. Is the gravity just that high? Gravity is negative 192.
It's just placeholders. I'm gonna replace them. Meow that it's fixed.
Meow that it's fixed. Return jump velocity. And it's 192. But you know go up. Why you know go up? I feel like I'm missing something really obvious. Velocity changed to emit. Am I calling this function? I am. Update gravity. If not, enemy is on floor. Oh. Oh. This is what I was saying. You're on the floor in the first frame, so you can't call this straight away. In fact, I think on the player, I forget this for 2D. It's kind of weird. I don't have this problem in 3D. State update. Check gravity. So I put a 0.02 second check. Gravity delay 0.02. Okay. I that answers that question, I believe. Let's go back to not Brutox, not Big Drone. Grey's Tusk is our boy, and we are going to get him jumping on top of us in a totally consensual way. So this check delay, point one is fine, right?
How do geese reach the top shelf? With a honkin' tall ladder.
A honkin' tall ladder. And then, not only that, this update gravity needs to be here as well. Okay. And move, should it be at the bottom of this? Jack. Okay. Let's try that again. Oh, still got breakpoints. Where'd the game go? Fight me. Dude, he's coming for ya. He like always is coming for, like, that's okay. So that we don't actually really want him to be following us in the air like that. Ouch. We want him to, ouch. We should probably shake the screen whether it hits you or not, because it feels really impactful when you do. So we don't really want him to follow us when you're in the air. So that direction too, this var direction, this needs to be a global variable. And it just gets set in the enter state and not like this. Totally readable. Okay, now we're cooking. That still had an error. Identified directions not to clean. Okay, I think it's... There was an error. Oh, he's going the wrong way again. That's why there was a negative sign there. Probably just fix that in the function call. Oh, he's hitting the top. Oh. Okay, new problem. He's not stopping. Oh. Also, is the gravity like way stronger now? I think it's too tall. He jumps too high. There's something wrong here. He should only jump as high as... Okay, so this check I think is too short, too long. It should be much shorter. And because like mathematically the way this is supposed to work is that he can only get to us jump distance like you really he shouldn't go past us. You know what I mean? Like just it's not set up for that. He's only getting enough velocity to come towards us. Oh. That's an interesting outcome.
Why did the goose write a book? It was a natural at feathering a good tail.
It was a natural at feathering a good tail. Oh, like tail as in it has a tail. Okay, it's still going way too far. It's going up for ages too. Like it can't hit me. That's fascinating. Why would it do that? It shouldn't really, like the distance that it needs to jump, it seems like either, oh, you know what? This calculation is incorrect. This jump velocity needs to be divided by 2. It's only about the apex. It's not, it shouldn't be about the entire jump time. That's why he's going straight past him. Okay. Wait, what the heck? He went further that time. Okay, there's something wrong with my math here. Move, direction 2, jump velocity, jump gravity, get jump gravity, jump time divided by 2. Okay, so that, maybe I'm wrong on the get velocity. Jump time is the entire time that you're in the air, so that's okay. Jump gravity is to the power of 2. Jump velocity is jump time. Is it maybe jumped velocity needs to be divided by, I'm confused. Like why he should only be in the air enough time Speaking of Final Fantasy VIII, where is that? Black Materia. The instrumentals, that's cool. Music by Game Chops, by the way. Something is wrong here. Something in my math. I don't know what though.
What did the sleuth goose tell the culprit? You'll crack under honk investigation.
Well, I broke it. Ouch. Okay, well, now he's getting to you. He's not jumping nearly high enough. That seems to be what I died. It seems to have been the mathematical problem there. Like he came straight at me now. But I would like him to jump way higher. Because it just would be funner if he's on the roof. So let's just make this... It's 96 times 2. I don't know, let's make it 256. That's really high. I think he'll get extra gravity now, right? I don't know. Boom. Ouch. I guess alternatively, I could make him spend longer in the air rather than making him jump higher, have like a higher speed. So you could make his jump time 2 seconds. And now he'll probably hit the roof. Actually, that's not bad. honestly. That gives you a lot of time to maneuver. You know what I mean? Ouch. Easy. This is not going to be his only move, and he's also going to be able to send out shockwaves when he hits the ground, but we'll work on that later. Okay. Pretty happy with that. Honestly, he could still go higher, but like, I don't want to push the limits. We'll worry about playing around with that later. The next question is the swipe. Because he went into swipe one time and then nothing happened. Because swipe, nothing happened. For a lot of these, he doesn't have to do anything. Like, swipe is the same as scream, is the same as land. It's all the same. Because, like, it's just play the animation. Like, once you actually get the logic down, it's not that bad. You know what I mean? I do need to... is that the right name? Swipe, yeah. Like, if you're like really close, so if your distance is, oh, this is actually like too high. You know what I mean? But if your distance is, okay, 140 is fine, I guess. Like, we just have to get really close. And now he'll just do this. Obviously, nothing is happening because it's fine. But if I go too far away, he'll jump. Hey, look at that. It feels like something. Oh. Okay, so he's just stuck in a jump loop now? Ouch. How do we get you out of a jump loop? Go back to swiping at me. Excuse me, sir. Alright. There's something else weird with this. Go to next action. Action complete. Last action 0. I don't know actually. Obviously, it's like just gets stuck. I don't know why. I don't need to set up like a debug screen for this guy. So annoying. He's gonna keep bouncing on that thing. Idle, jump 100, swipe 100. Okay, they're both 100. Oh, it's just because I know. Because it is, if distance is greater than 200, why would it? If distance is greater than, what the hell? If distance is greater than 200, then jump. If it's less than 140. None of this makes any sense. A jump gets triggered like Is stuck on a trampoline. Yeah, literally. That TTS didn't come through either, by the way. That is quite a strange one. Because realistically, it should only do... It wasn't a TTS? Oh. It's weird. It says it is on my screen. Okay, I'm not too sure, eh? Distance greater than 200. Stage stack jump equals 100. If distance is less than 140, swipe. But it only works the first time. The second you get into jump, you... Oh, hang on a second. I actually worked it out. We are never setting the last action. No, we got last action set to 0. Action completed, go to next action. If action ready, choose action. Wait, what the fuck? Next action. Okay, I'm crazy. We're never setting the last action. We only set this. This is the problem. I only set this here. Last action is always scream. So when you go to your next action, you need to set the last action. So you need to go like last action equals next action. There we go. That should fix it.
I was crazy once. They locked me in a room, a rubber room with the rats. The rats made me crazy.
There we go. Now he's working. Ouch. There probably should be a delay. Like that swipe is way too quick. Not that it's like he's not even facing me right now. It's not a big deal, but like make him jump. Like if he was just repeating that action, it would be like kind of annoying. So we're just gonna need to add like more logic, obviously. But like it's working, which is good. So now we just need to make it more complicated and build out the actions and also like make consequences for like right now he's doing that. It's no threat to me, you know? Jumping was way more scary, to be honest, but. And now I can't get him to trigger that because he's like in the middle. Oh yeah, that's awesome. We're making progress. It's been a tough boss because I have had to make more complicated AI. Like it's going to need to be way more, like obviously right now I'm just checking like, how far away are you? Do a thing. It's going to need to be more than that because we've got a lot of actions that we want to do. Like we want to do a tail attack. We're gonna have to deal with like turning around and stuff, and we've got the task attack, which I really want to implement. And I don't even know if he should move. Maybe he should just jump. Like he's stationary boss, except for when he's jumping. I don't know. Honestly, I'm not too sure. And then we'll get that going. Okay. I think that's me for the night. It's almost 10 o'clock, which is normally my end time. I gotta start streaming more. I gotta start doing more work. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I've got to do. Make more videos. Make more entertaining videos. You guys going back to school yet? It's almost time, right? It's Australia Day on Monday. So I guess if you're in Australia, happy Australia Day. Hope you've got fun plans. 27th, you are going back next week. Yeah. Is it your last one, Goozy? This is your final year of high school? You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Oh, you've got 2 more to go. Yeah, you get there. It'll be over before you know it. What else do I have to do? Like, I got this AI. I gotta make way more bosses. So, I mean, I was kind of saying this at the start of the stream. It's like, look, it's a random door over here. This doesn't do anything, by the way. It's just a background thing. But it's still funny. Back from the shower. Did you fix the problem? Yes. Oh, okay, I'll show you since you weren't here. We got our jumping boy. We got our jumping walrus. It turns out it was a combination of different issues. I don't know. It was just some bad math. Misunderstandings. Okay, so now he's just in scream state. Ouch. Now he's just going to swipe at me. So yeah, now he'll jump and he'll also do a swipe, but he's not really supposed to go into... Oh, that's right. You know why? Because I'm saying that you can't do more than one action. You can't do the same action twice in a row. So he's always going to do like the... He's only got 2 available to him at the moment. And that is his swipe and his... So if I get really close to him then, does it mean that he's... Because last time we did this, he got stuck in a swipe loop. Okay, and he just does, and now he'll just go into that. Easy. NA Games, were you here last time when I was showing off secrets and stuff like that? I've done a lot of work for this game. I don't know if you've seen the secrets. I've done secrets and all sorts. Well, yes, I will need to flip the sprite towards the player. I thought that the room wasn't going to work. We'll get there. Oh, a crash. Can it play... Can it... Oh, dude, I've been having problems with these guys. Because I refactored a little bit of how the animation player is accessed. So the animation is null on the air enemies. Air enemy. Set animation player. If it's null, we just need to call the function set animation player. Should fix that. Let's just do a new game. Grab this guy. Okay. They're back to working. Fucking assholes. I hate these. I don't hate these enemies. They're good. I think they're good, like as far as their design goes, but they are annoying to fight against, if that makes sense. So I wanted to show secrets because I don't know if you were here last time. So I'm going to show you a secret. Look, so you got like a broken wall here. and you think, hey, I can shoot this. And so you shoot it, and then it reveals a secret, which is pretty cool. And what's even better is they're perpetual. They don't go away. If I can get to a place where you could, ouch. There's another one here. Run down this hallway. And we grab that. And if we go back around, so we've left this room has been reloaded in the background. And if we come back to this space, it's still like this because we saved that detail. Which is pretty cool.
Watch out, Chaff is very sus.
I am a little bit, yeah. But what does that mean these days? In the world of kids? Because when I was a youngin, when I was in school, that meant like gross in like a sexual kind of way. Like if you're being sus, you're saying something gross. Not. Yeah, the fade is not the best. Oh look. Oh, missed the jump. But yeah. So that is the latest feature. And I've sort of got it now to a point where I can add stuff like that. And it should just work. Stop flying away from me, bro. Oh. So they only evade when they're being shot at. I can't stand here. But yeah. Pretty sick. I've just got to make more content now. But I was explaining at the start of the stream that I need to like clearly define all the different things in the game before I build out content. Because what I've found, even with only a handful of rooms, that like if you change a structure in how the game works, you can't always rely on it that's going to be automatically updated for all the rooms. You know what I mean? Like if I make something, like I changed the way that rooms even worked, and it's like, okay, so I've got doors, right? And they take a UID and they have an index and a next index. Basically, the position in the room and the next one to go to. These ones. So this index is 1, next index is 0. Excuse me. That should be a UID, by the way. That's a mistake. Facility. I guess it technically works with H, but it should really be UID. Because like something like this, like knowing to use the UID, if I change the name of this file, it's not going to go to the right spot. If I change the way that the indexes work, it's not going to know where to put it next, right? So you have to like know all that stuff, know where you're going to put it, and then like, but yeah, so like I need to get out of Parallax 2D to the background for some polish. I do need to, that's a good idea. I need to add some polish because if I start like showing people, people expect it to look good. And it doesn't look good right now. So it is something we're going to have to work on because I think it feels good. It just doesn't look good. I'm trying to get my wife to do some pixel art for me. So yeah. We'll get there. We'll get there. But that is it. It is 10 p.m. and this old boy is a little bit tired. And sweaty. It's so hot. It's so hot and humid. It's annoying. That's because people are dumb. Yeah, I know. Like, I think it's just like a normal person doesn't really appreciate what goes into a game, right? They just want it to look good and feel good, but they won't know that it feels good until they play it. It needs to look good to make them want to play it. Like that's just a factor. That's like just how humans work, you know? It's unfortunate reality. Looks do matter. They don't have to be good. They have to be unique, or like, you know, plenty of bad looking games are famous still, but like they still have something about them. You know, I don't know, man. I force you to keep coding. I don't want to, dude. I'm tired. I watch anime or play video games or something. Ugh. I lack the stamina. You know? Who are we raiding into tonight? Dude. Still got that open. Hey, yeah. Thank you. It's always good to hang out. Thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Hit the raid button. I don't know how people like stream code or like for like for me like the 3 hours is like the upper limit. I run out of steam. You know what I mean? Okay. Let's go, guys. We'll see you again. Same bad time, same bad place. I forget what people say. Need some Adderall. I could get some, but it probably wouldn't be very good for me. I don't do any drugs or anything like that. I try to keep it clean. Hasn't always been that way, if you know what I'm saying. But now in my old age. Anyway,